Welcome back, travelers, to the Inn of Planar Crossroads. We are back today, this Tuesday, it's the 13th, and we are going to pick back up with our game. Last time, the group had finished up the first book, the first little booklet, first adventure path of the Rise of the Runelords. And now we are coming into mainly the second path. Yes. And they did some downtime last time, and everybody is pretty much ready to get started on the second one, or at least started on something that's going to be going on or happening in the continuance of the story, which will be happening this time. For those that are watching on YouTube on the edited one, you know that this is going to be titled, or you're looking at the Roll20 that's technically beside my head right now. It is Session 21, which is Headless for Harvest Fest, which Harvest Fest, I've been keeping a calendar, is where we're going to mainly pick up. I'm going to go through the list on a few of the downtime things that everybody was wanting to do, just real quickly to let people know what they could and couldn't finish, could and couldn't do in this little couple-day period. Yes, Alex is right. We finished Burnt Offerings. We're on the next. Well, we'll be coming into the next one soon, so this is a good time to come in on our game. So let's go ahead and do that downtime stuff real quick. So housekeeping with the downtime, Emmy is wanting to offer to tutor some of the children that we heard about at the orphanage in exchange for some creative writing and dance. They were going to learn about magic, detect magic and other spells about tweaking one she's working on. That is perfectly doable. The headmaster is completely okay with someone coming in, especially someone who's gotten a bit of a reputation as a local hero. So you are able to gain limited access to their library. They give you about an hour or so a day if you want to use it. Let me see. Talk to man. The whole talk with Magpie about how he ended up in Sandpoint. That's going to have to be a talk with Magpie. She did want to commission a few things from Gideon regarding as far as armor and weapon and armor type stuff. I'll touch on that when we get to Gideon's. As far as masterwork transformation spells, they will offer to do so at the orphanage/academy, but they have to send it off if you want it done.
How many days?
It'll take probably a week in transit, and then then you got to include enchantment time. So they're estimating that it would take maybe 2 weeks.
Worth it.
Worth it. So what's getting enchanted?
Her sort of secret weapon that she's been using in her wrist sheath.
Okay.
The shuriken.
Yes. That's not a problem. Oh, you want to buy a familiar satchel? They actually do have one of those, so you are able to find one of those. The Masterwork backpack, also findable. It does not need ordered. Taking a bath is your decision. Submit some already written poems. Oh, for publication. Well, there's not necessarily a periodical proper, as there's no printing presses. So
yes.
Curious Goblin.
So you would have to hire a scribe for your publications, and that might take a little time. So that's up to you.
Telling me that there was no Galarian Gutenberg.
Not yet, technically in the system.
It could be you, Mazus.
So we'd have Mazus enchant her vest as a muleback cords. Mazus may be able to do that. Let me see.
That's assuming she gets the vest.
Indeed. Mazus to enchant her vest. We'll let you talk to Mazus.
Spell.
You do? I suppose it will be.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Bond with her familiar is totally doable. The fox bonds with you very well, and seems to like. It seems to drag whenever when you get the satchel for it. You get it just before Harvest Fest, which is just like a couple days later. It drags in a cloth and circles around and likes to sleep in it. So it's very pleased with its new little hidey hole. Ta-da. There has not come a letter from your parents. So there's that. So there's that to think about. Try and make this weird version of Dark Magic. Okay. I'll let you RP out the teaching of Mazus or
Did
the
it?
attempt
Did I actually get the spell now, or no?
not technically.
Okay, then
But
I'm
if you
not
want to
gonna.
discuss with him,
Then I'm not gonna worry about it yet.
okay. You are still working on your little weird version of that,
Yes.
which will make a. Go ahead and make me a few rolls while I make me 3 rolls. It's a challenge. It's a spellcraft challenge. You are crafting the spell.
All right. There you go. Could have been
Not
worse.
bad. Indeed. You do a pretty good job. You think you're starting to get the hang of this particular one. It'll take a little more work, but nothing crazy.
Cool.
You think you're getting a pretty good handle on it. No poetry until afterward. By getting his red cape that you asked about, there is actually a tailor in town that doesn't volunteer, but is very insistent that he can definitely do that for the heroes of the town. You can buy Mazus a new cloak as well, to the quality of your desiring.
So how much
new
does that
entertainer's
cape
outfit
cost me?
Red cape.
For Gideon? Yeah.
You tell them it's for Gideon, or you just say you want one.
I tell them it's for Gideon.
They give it to you for normal price, so they cut it way down on what it would have cost you.
So how much is?
And just a regular cloak, not even a gold
Okay.
piece, I don't think. But they make sure that they put their little brand on it and put their little swirls in it that are specific to them. Your curse has not gone away before we pick up the story, because that'll take half a month, or that'll take more than half a month. But
18 days.
yeah, 18 days. Was 19, not 18. But you're able to get up and around and do stuff. You just don't feel very spry.
Yeah.
All right, Gideon. You were speaking with Father Xantus about different things regarding Nualia and stuff like that. There have been no leads. As you guys talk with, and this can go for everyone, you guys talked with the different, with the mayor as well as with Hemlock, Sheriff Hemlock. They put out feelers. They even asked Shilelu to pick up some understanding of it, as she came back into town as Harvest Fest was about to begin. But it's not really something that they've been able to pick up on. They've not found anybody yet, even with Shilelu looking. So they're probably not up in the Tickwood somewhere. She's not hiding in the Tickwood anywhere. As far as you can find and dig up some information about the Devil's Deed, or the Sandpoint Devil, as it's called specifically in the book. And you can kind of narrow down where it might be if you want to go hunting it. But again, you understand that it's well above something that you can personally handle right now. You've made good in the past couple days before Harvest Fest of making sure that the Yomedaean shrine looks good. And Father Xantus did put in a good word for you with the blacksmith. I believe it was the Red Dog Blacksmith or something like that.
Okay.
It is in Sandpoint, Light of the Lost Coast, under locations if you want to look. But yes, you can. Yes, Red Dog Smithy.
I was going to actually switch away from necessarily silvering the sword and more potentially either make it strong or just look to get it enchanted at the school. at the academy.
Send it off to be enchanted.
Well,
We can say that after you.
They had said that they may be able to do it in-house if I were to use myself as the focus.
Right. If you had somebody that could be a focus for it.
Because I can do the magic weapon spell itself, right? Which
You
I think is the focus for
work
it,
with
or is
them
it
on
not?
it.
Does that work, or does it not? Either way.
For them, it might work. For others, it's one of those things. You'll have to make a roll if you want to do that. Is what we're talking about. So you would have to make your rolls in conjunction with their work.
Mhm.
So if you want to make some rolls for it, then yes, it's possible for you to be the focus. If
Certainly.
not, and have a more guaranteed thing, you can send it off for a couple weeks.
To be completely honest, I think he's more wanting to do it himself from the standpoint of to feel that connection to the sword. It is an extension of him personally, and I think it just fits more thematically for him to be the focus.
Okay, so go ahead and make me. It's technically spellcrafting.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll that, and we'll see how you do.
Okay. How many do you need me to roll?
3.
3. Okay.
It is technically a skill challenge.
Okay. So first roll is a modified 20.
Okay.
Second roll is a modified 22.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm switching dice each time.
Nice.
Welcome,
These
Twitch
are-
viewers, to the normal rolls of Greg.
Yes, Twitch.
Nice.
I have a stack of, I think, about 20 D20s that I just sort of go in succession around. For today's, I've only actually picked up 4. The second one is a modified 18.
Okay. All of those are enough. And actually, the headmaster who was working with you on it for this particular weapon, he is interested in having you help with other enchanting, and being a focus for other enchanting duties,
Mhm.
if you would like to help at some point.
And Gideon is all about the helping, so yeah.
Okay. Now, as far as crafting and things like that, yes, it is possible to do so. You can start working with him. He expects you to work, and he expects you to be there. So it's going to be one of those things. If you are going to do it, he's going to expect you there working, which means it's going to take away from any kind of shrine work you would want to do or research. But yes, he can get you started in the profession of blacksmithing.
Yeah, no,
Once
that's
you spend
fair.
downtime on it.
Yeah, and that's definitely so. He's going to probably basically Gideon is one of those people who fills his time with as much as he possibly can. Downtime is not necessarily conducive to his personality. So
Okay.
working a hard day working a hard day, then praying and cleaning the shrine, etc., is kind of his shtick.
Okay. I will say that you notice one or two of the local young ladies, especially those that are at the temple that have to also go past the blacksmithy and see you shirtless, ka-ting, ka-ting, dripping with sweat. They watch sometimes a little longer than you think. What something on my chest? Got soot on
Did I
me?
get something? Did I spill oil on myself? I can't be good. And I just start rubbing the oil. No.
Wayko visits a lot.
Wayko what?
Wayko visits a lot.
Visits a lot at the smithy.
He's got wax.
He's only hoping
Okay.
to see the Paladin catch on fire.
Oh, he doesn't need to catch
But
on
he's
fire.
visiting.
He's on fire.
So
No, you need to pick it up with your tongue, not with your hands.
Ah, fire! Oh, PTSD! Oh, there's a fire! But you do find it comforting to hear that rhythmic tum tum ting tum tum ting. So, yeah.
okay.
All right. Most likely received a downtown. Okay.
And
So that's
sorry, just
most
to
of what we
double
want to do.
yeah, and do I get to potentially start on creating the extra pieces of armor, or is that something we'll do later?
In these first few days, no.
Okay.
He's seeing what you can do.
Fair enough.
So the first day, which we'll come to in just a moment, we're dealing with the stuff that led up to Harvest Fest.
Mhm.
The first day that you guys recovered, they wanted to talk about Thistletop, which we'll get to.
Mhm.
The next 2 days you guys you will spend working at the smithy, and then either really early in the morning or late in the afternoon after it gets dark, or both if you care, it doesn't matter to me, you go to the Omedan temple to clean it,
And-
the Omedan shrine within the temple to clean it and keep it up. They're
As
not
well
doing
as-
a bad job.
And as well as work with the academy. Yeah.
You also get occasionally visited by, what was your friend's name from childhood?
Dylan.
Dylan. You get visited occasionally by Dylan. And he's, because of his doing well within the guard itself and his performance during the raid, his guarding, and then being sure to let you guys in, being the spotter, being on point, stuff like that. Dylan has kind of risen up a few ranks within the guards. He's now overseeing some of the other guards along with the sheriff. So he's coming up in a little bit of life. He's even found he is pleased to take out a small portrait occasionally and show you of his soon-to-be significant little other, and hasn't brought her around to you or anything, but he's got things going on. So he's also making life go good. And let me see, I think that's it. Magpie, a number of wooden bows similar to the one he went to. Okay, you do get to venture out the next few days and pick out a few better looking ones. Better than the one you found at Thistletop for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, totally an upgrade. Commission some magical reinforcement for the S-Stock. Again, you run into the same situation that the others did with the chain shirt and the S-Stock and wanting to get it enchanted. So you can either send it away. Well, you don't have the ability to focus for it. So you can either send it away or just keep it as is for now.
So long as I get it back before we're done here, that's okay with me. I have other weapons.
Before you're done recovering, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get it back. They're about to send stuff off, so you can get it back in about 2 weeks.
Okay, that works for me.
Commission 2 sets of fine clothes, 1 set of robes and a dress done in the Tengu fashion if possible. That is possible. Did you go with Emmy to request this, or did you go at a separate time?
Probably at a separate time.
Okay. So
But they might have they could have gone at the same time, and then she would have bought some stuff, and then as she was leaving, like, "I'll be right with you," and then you'll like ask for a bunch of shit. Yeah.
okay.
Like this, like
So-
this, and like this. Here are my measures. Papa.
Okie dokie. So you can do that. Let me see. It is a bit of a special order, so you need to add about 5 gold for each thing to the regular price. So nothing super crazy, but it's going to be set of fine clothes plus 5. So there's that. Any part of Magpie's body to burns, using feathers. He is preserving his modesty appropriately with his bandages. His feathers.
It's very shameful to see a bird's skin under his feathers.
Yes. Those feathers just aren't growing in like you want them to either. So it's not going as well. Magpie is hideous. Okay, you don't have enough time to do stir crazy right now. And practicing ritual. You could practice your ritual dance maybe once or twice. But doing it in private would be tricky. You'd have to sneak off, which I don't think you'd have much of a problem with.
Yeah, even with the penalties.
Even with the penalties. So we're going to assume that you get to do that a couple times. And that should be fine. Mazus, you got your apprentice, Erin. She came to you the next day. You went to the academy to go pick her up and make sure the paperwork was in order and everything. Probably met Gideon in passing, and working with the Thistletop crown you find to be possible. If that's the one you want to start with, you can start with it. Mistletoe crown, it had these side pieces that you needed to take off to make it, fit better on the head
Yeah.
because it had been kind of crinched around and stuff. But yes, you can get it to kind of fit all right, and you can start on it just after Harvest Fest is up. You'll be able to start on it. Try to attain many different. As far as those other spells you were looking for, make me. Perception doesn't seem quite the right thing.
I think what replaced gather information in Pathfinder?
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy or knowledge local?
Let's do a.
Knowledge local does it too.
Yeah, it doesn't. Let's do a knowledge arcana. Since you're looking through Arcana book, that seems to fit more along with what you're looking for.
27.
You need 3. It's a challenge.
Okay.
Oh. All right. Roll a d4, and we'll see how many you get then.
1.
1? Okay. So in a couple days more research, you're able to find. Oh, interesting. You're able to find magic weapon.
Well then.
Sweet.
Hi, Mazus, I can do that too.
Yeah, but
Mazus
you have to
does
have an
more
arcanist.
flair.
Yeah, you have to have somebody working with you. He doesn't.
Yeah, and it's a lot
Alright.
more expensive to get you to do it.
Yeah, but he can't put it in a weapon yet anyway, so.
Not
Yeah.
them using me as the focus, but yes, exactly.
Okay. You are able to find some scrolls. That one that you got didn't come from the school. Actually, it came from one of the scrolls that Amiko had brought into you. So you would still have to pay for it, but you can get it.
Is it full price?
Is it? Yes, it's
Can I
full
haggle?
price. You did. Maybe roll me some diplomacy, and we'll see. Diplomacy or bluff, whichever you prefer.
I'd
You want to try and lie to
rather
Amiko?
I'd rather appraise it though.
Okay. But I don't see how that's going to help you change her mind on how much she paid for it versus how much you're going to pay.
That's a
12? It's full price.
Alan interjects. Come off it, Amiko. You know it ain't worth that much. 23 for diplomacy.
She just eyes you. Fine, but yes, it is. And she switches out the gold a little bit. You get just a little bit cheaper. She gives you like 10% off. So covers the taxes on it or something, All right. You talk with Foxglove, and yeah, everything seems to be going well with the Magnamar. He actually wants to buy some more. He wants to know what type of things you have and stuff like that. So he's looking for personal enhancements type stuff. That's what seems to be selling well.
Yeah.
So if you want to make it some...
The problem is, I'm booked for like the next 29 days, so.
Oh, that is so unfortunate. We had such a good deal. Do you think that you could possibly, just squeeze 1 or 2 in there?
I could ask my very talented underling, perhaps.
Oh, have you taken on an apprentice then?
It's not. Yes, I am. Yes.
Oh, okay then. Oh, all right. I'll go discuss it with her, or him, or who. Where's this apprentice? Should I discuss it with him or with you?
The business will go through me, so I'm the one to talk to.
Oh, of course. So, I would like some personal enhancing ones, whichever spells. 1 copy of each, if you have it. I've heard there's one Eagle's Gloriousness or Boar's Strength or something along those lines. I'm not quite up on it, but
Transmutation. I catch your drift.
yes, that. Perfect. All right then. I will let you handle that. Just let me know when they're ready, yes?
Yes, of course.
So he prepays you for those, and then he slides an extra 25 your way, saying, "This is your cut from the last sales." And he just goes on out.
Such a nice guy.
Nice guy. He gives me gold. Nice guy. All right. Learn a new language. Which one were you thinking about learning?
Thessalonian, if possible, and whatever the one Nualia used in her journal thing.
Okay, so you'll have to make a choice on which one you want to do. It'll take a little time, and it will depend. Thessalonian will take longer. The other one you find to be infernal, and it won't take as long. But doing both in, assuming that you want to do it in the period of 19 days, might be tricky, but it's possible. The Thessalonian one will take all those 19 days. And you will have to spend time with Brodert. So, being as busy as you are, is that really something you want to do?
Nope. It's not about what I want. It's about what would benefit in the long run.
Okay. So, are we going to do Thessalonian, or are you going to go ahead and do Infernal?
We'll do Thessalonian.
Oh, I'm so glad you came to visit. Sure, come in. Watch the cats. And that is how you spend quite a bit of your time. You get fairly adept, even just in the first 2 days, of figuring out when you can effectively make an exit.
The quicker you learn, the quicker you can leave.
It does take some time, and the problem is it wouldn't take so much time, except that he goes into long-winded explanations of the etymology of the different words and how they matured into other ones.
And sidetrack
as
into
you
other
learn.
subjects, I'm
Etymology
sure.
is important.
Yes.
Etymology is very important.
No.
Yes.
No.
Tell me the root word to any word, and I show you how the root of that word is Thessalonian.
Don't understand where the word comes from. You don't understand the word.
There you go. But he makes sure that by the end of this few days, you are going to have a thorough understanding of Thessalonian. You do find that you're able to do just a little bit of your work while you listen to him on one of his tangents. So it's not totally lost time, but it's kind of there. You pretend to take notes while you're actually scribing stuff and working on things. So
It's like on any lecture.
Feasting, drinking, and sexual healing. I am sure that you have more than an ample supply. You find it a little bit harder to. Your apprentice is doing a good job, but she requires attention to be able to, continually work to the quality you want because you have specific directives for her. So you are having to work with that. We
have breaks.
Breaks.
We have break. There's
Break
there's
time. Studying,
and then there's like magical item crafting, and then there are breaks.
And then there are breaks. She doesn't quite understand why you leave when you've got your breaks, but it doesn't really bother her either.
Daddy needs his medicine.
It's time for Daddy's ballet.
Well, all in all, you're able to take care of all of those situations. It does cost you some gold, so you'll have to deduct a few bits of gold depending on the price of the woman you wish to spend the night with, or the time with. But that will be your decision. Let me see. Try to convince Father Xantus. Oh, Father Xantus and Gideon have had a few talks by your spurring on. About the importance of the crusader crusading and thus surviving to crusade and being wise with their decisions. You did find Baron last time, and whenever you find him, he seems to be somewhat inebriated. But,
By the way, he's going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and just give it to her, to Erin.
He's giving Baron to Erin?
Yeah.
Okay. She actually seems very pleased. I've never had a kitty before. We weren't allowed to have pets.
Well, as long as you can feed him and take care of him, he's yours.
Oh, excellent. She picks him up and just starts to waggle him around real quick. She's, by your estimations, probably 12 going on 13, but she just waggles him up like a little kid would. And the cat's head's right here and arms are stuck out like this, and she just waggles him off to the room, and he kind of, and she comes around, well, but what do cats eat? I'll have to go. Maybe Amiko knows. And she truddles on down the stairs rather loudly to go and check with Amiko about the proper care of cats. You do hear a bit of a female laugh from downstairs, recognizing it as Amiko, seemingly enjoying the naivete of someone who has been catless before. Open up a slot for an apprentice in wizardry. Okay, possible. Did you want to kind of go forward with learning that, or learning about joining the Church of Abadar? That's something pretty serious about?
It seems like some sort of code could be wise to follow, to have some boundaries.
Okay.
As he's conjuring up more and more power and wealth, just going wild, it can be destructive. So
Mad with power.
And I mean, worshipping gold, I mean, could it get worse?
Well, you talk to Father Xantus, and he's not really one that's worshipped much here. There's the basic information that you can get. You could go to the Curious Goblin and maybe find a book. At your previous venture, because you had mentioned that you wanted to go there, your ventures to there have seen that, yes, he has lots of books, and a good variety. But those books are also slightly overpriced for what he's got. You get the idea he's not so much interested in selling it as much as having books, though he does sell books. So he is a little pricey.
He'll peruse them now and then.
Okay.
He's not going to
Not
spend
buying.
too much time into the religion. He's just starting out.
Okay. So you're able to do that just fine. You do get some basic understanding. He does interrupt you occasionally and say, this is not a library type speech, but you're able to get enough information to see that Abadar and you could be bros. You could come to an understanding.
I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Yeah, so you can do that. And then about the custom wagon, it is indeed going to be a custom build. You would take the money that you would want for a wagon, and the starting price would be normal wagon plus their estimation is 100 gold pieces. So if you would like to haggle, you can.
Well, I do have my very, very good friend here that somehow is just getting the better bargain wherever he goes.
Well, are you going to try and pry him away from his smithing?
Probably. Shouldn't be too hard. He need breaks too, you know?
I don't know. I've seen some smiths go for a long time. So you go and try to pry him away. We'll say that you're able to get him eventually to come with you. So you can go ahead and make a roll. And whatever you get, we'll decide how much your percentage is and then how much his percentage is off of that, his base percentage. Ooh. So unfortunately, your talking with the cartman seems to have offended him in some way. So
It's like I'm
instead
better
of
than
taking,
them.
How does someone who loves money so much is this bad at haggling?
yeah, 6 will do that.
Because he loves
So
money.
you go and even bringing Gideon along, you are only able to bring him down about 5% of that normal wagon price plus 100. So you get 5% of that off of it. But I'll let you handle your math on that one.
Yeah.
But oh well. Let me see. Alan, drinking, gambling, winching, avoiding the pixie's kitten, and spending an inappropriate amount of time at the Two Knights and the White Deer. Though you're staying at the White Deer, you do come down here quite a bit because, like this little group. They're entertaining, you know? The drinking, gambling, and wenching can all be accomplished at either of your inns that you want to venture at. The 2 nights does have a better selection of brews than some of those, so you may venture off occasionally. But neither of the inns like it when you bring in outside inebriations much. So you kind of have to keep it corked.
That's okay. Amiko's place seems to have gotten a lot more interesting as far as scenery.
It has. So yes, the wenching part is actually a little more difficult than you thought it would be, because apparently the pixies at the Pixies Kitten have been kind of spreading your news around, you know, this Alan character. So in these 2 days that you try, you can't get much wenching done.
Then he starts going by Hawk.
All right. Wayko, what would you like to be doing during these next 2 days?
Hi, Wayko. It's Wayko. Wayko says hello.
That's Wayko. Yeah.
I'm not sure. See, Wayko, he's a bit of an odd cat. I imagine, unless there's, anything for searching for gossip or general eavesdropping, that's probably mostly what he's going to be doing. Otherwise, he'll be probably drinking and gambling. Probably not wenching. Just drinking and gambling. That's more of his speed. And again, trying to listen to information maybe that he's not allowed to hear, useless or not. He loves the gossip of the townies,
Okay.
And otherwise just making a general nuisance of himself and defending his goblin friend.
Okay. So let's take this time to then tell you about what happened to said goblin friend. So after the discussion with the leader, with the mayor and the sheriff about Thistletop, y'all's input about what to do with it, it was kind of decided that you guys were not going to assume control. That was my understanding from your guys' off-camera talk. And that by doing so, you would just kind of default it back to the people usually controlling the area, which would be those in charge of Sandpoint.
Sounds about right.
I believe everybody was in agreement with that. Now, after that, Titka started looking for her little rat because what gone away so long? Where rat? And she was having a hard time finding rat. And she looked around all through, started to rummage through other people's stuff until Amiko made her stop rummaging through the purses of those that had been the bags and satchels and purses of those that had come in to be customers. So she would stop rummaging through there, but she did eventually kind of sniff out some blood on Magpie's floor, and she kind of went around and couldn't find him. Started looking around outside, even though she wasn't supposed to go outside by herself. And you did eventually hear this kind of wailing, sorrowful cry from out back. And she had come in. She came in carrying a very limp Fuzz, and she, with big old teary eyes, just would show Wayko, what's wrong?
Wayko's confused and upset, but not nearly as much as the goblin. To be honest, he doesn't much care about the rat. He just doesn't like seeing his goblin friend so sad. Is there anything I can infer from this small dead rodent other than that it has been murdered?
It appears that it has been kind of killed, but it was not eaten. And the cat is technically a kitten, so the rat is bigger than the cat. So the likelihood of Titka doesn't think the cat did it.
This was indeed foul play.
Besides, the cat is drunk most of the time, so it ain't hunting much.
Dang.
The cat has a problem.
The cat has a problem.
Yeah.
Blame it on Steel.
I blame Joel.
Just Joel. We blame the player, not even the character.
No, just Joel.
Yes, and she is very upset about it. She's got, real tears coming down, and she doesn't know what to do with it. And she just kind of wanders off. You can make if she'll let you look at it if you want to make a roll. It'd be kind of a perception check to ascertain what.
I think.
Yes, heal check would be more appropriate, actually. A heal check.
A heal check. Okay, 1 sec. Gives me a modified 17.
Okie dokie. It was definitely a blade. From your experience, I mean, if it was a sword, it would have cut the thing in half. So it was probably a dagger or something like that. Or some kind of bladed trap, maybe. But as far as saying, oh, this was a dagger from this size of a person at this angle, that's kind of hard with a rat. So you do know that it was killed purposely by either trap or blade.
Wayko chalks it up to all the damn drunks kicking around looking for things to stab. And he's going to try to convince Tika to take it to the church with him to see if we can maybe look into a resurrection.
Okay. Tika is like, oh, go to church? Well, church. Not what
place with a friendly old man who likes to help you solve your problems. And this looks like
that sounds good.
Perhaps needs solving.
The fixed rat?
Maybe we're going to have to go and perhaps grill him. But grill him we will, and save your rat we shall. Or, de-murder it.
Oh, okay.
And so
and she starts to walk that way.
along. Let's go to the church. Go bug Gideon.
Okay.
See if he's there doing altar boy stuff.
Let's see. What time does she find out? Yeah, Gideon's there. He's coming out as they're polishing up. He just finished working on the shrine for the day, for the night, and he's coming back towards the inn, coming down the steps.
Gideon!
Well, yes, Wayko. How can I help?
Sculpted, I see. We're just looking to see. It seems as though Rat has had a bit of a run-in with a Fowerly sort, and he's a bit livingly challenged right now. I don't suppose the father is. We're going to look into maybe organizing a resurrection.
Well, I believe Father Xanthus is around somewhere. I'm certain that if anybody would understand the possibility of resurrecting an animal companion, it would likely be somebody as him. Let's see if we can find him.
Indeed. It's either going to be this or a necromancer. I don't think there's many of those kicking around here.
Zombie rat!
With impeccable groomed hair.
That would be so disturbing. It's still rotting away as she's combing it. Oh, poor Tengu's hair.
Oh, gross.
Okay.
Wayko's going to plod on after Gideon, and he's sort of half guiding, half dragging Tika along,
Yeah, Tika's not in a very good place. She's still holding Rat.
Aw,
Still crying.
son of a gun.
So as she's holding Rat and crying and you're guiding her along, you get some double takes, but they see her with Gideon, so they don't say anything, but you get some double takes with bringing a goblin into the church.
Particularly pious.
So, and Gideon gets kind of looks too, because he's bringing this witch troublemaker and then this goblin in church. The mixed company that Gideon is keeping, he's doing all right with it at the moment.
We go way back.
I'm slowly converting them all.
By the end of the campaign, they're all praise Yomade, praise Yomade, praise Yomade.
For Ayomade!
What was that, Wayko?
I said, I'll be praising Ayomade if she brings back my furry bro.
Okay. So you guys go on, and you do find Father Xanthus. He was actually turning in for the night because it was between smithing and between your first day of smithing and then coming back to tidy up the shrine. You are tired, Gideon. But there are muscles hurting that you didn't realize were up in that shoulder.
Like the port. It's up here.
It's that tightness that gets right there in your neck,
Mm-hmm.
right in there, and it aches. But you do find him. He's like, "Oh, Gideon, I was just going to sleep about it."
Sorry for interrupting, Father. I know this may be a slightly odd request. However, it appears that an animal companion of ours, who belongs to our friend Tika here, met with an untimely demise. And we were trying to discover whether or not there's a way to bring it back for her.
Was our dearest, sweetest rat. And his name was Rat.
A rat? named Rat? Are we
Hey, Rat.
serious? You don't seem like the jesting type, Gideon, but
This is the information I have been provided, Father, and I know how important this rat is to Titka and, by extension, Wayko.
to who?
Titka, our goblin compatriot here.
Oh, he rubs his eyes some more. You're saying resurrection for the rat?
Look
That
at the
appears to be
passion
their
of the
goal.
patron, Father.
That appears to be their goal, Father.
Emmy
Oh,
probably walks in around this time.
Into the church?
Yeah, she was actually coming to ask about the familiar, whether or not her familiar had some divine spark. She noted in the chat.
Yeah.
There.
Oh,
And it
okay.
is, but I figure we might as well bug the priest while he's not doing any services, right?
And he looks. He's like,
Wayko,
I'm
Tika,
sorry,
what are you
Father.
doing here?
I'm sorry.
Gideon.
Gideon, the most Canadian paladin in existence. I'm sorry. Sorry. Sorry.
What you talking about?
Got a rat race. We're having
You-
issues
Yeah.
with rat. He's dead.
Rat
He's super dead.
dead? What happened?
I don't know, but he's like crazy dead.
So dead. Look at blood. This is the blood. She puts it
That's
up in
the
your face.
saddest thing I've seen all day. Good Father, no price is too steep for the life of our dearest rat. At least not for dear Wayko. And every church needs a good donation.
10,000 gold pieces.
10,000. It's a rat.
Yes, you said resurrection. That's requires a gem similar to a diamond that's worth quite a penny. Arguably, we could possibly go for something smaller for a creature like a rat, but
Well,
I've heard tale, Father, of a potential of raising an animal companion. Is that something within your power?
I'm not familiar much with raising of the dead. It's not one that I'm familiar with. Let me look.
Emmy will look at Tika, ask if we can bring Rat back, will you promise not to eat anyone?
that was already a thing.
So she looks at you and she says, "Tika never eat anyone. Tika never eat anyone anymore. Tika never eat anyone anymore."
Okay, Tika.
He says, "I don't personally have that skill.
Do you know someone
Perhaps
who
we could
does,
call
Father?
someone. I'm familiar with a paladin in Magnamar who had supposedly been passing through. If he's still there at the church, I might be able to send word to him to have him come up. But it's still going to be 1,000 gold pieces."
I will do that. 'Tis no sweat of mine. Money means nothing unto the joy of my companions. And surely whichever drunk stabbed this rat doesn't much care about whatever money I spend to bring the rat back.
I don't. It's your money, dude. I'm just letting you know. If that rat ends up in Magpie's room again, something bad might happen to
You're
it.
gonna have to hurt one of your lizards now.
Nope, still don't have any lizards.
Wayko, I'm very proud of you. That is very altruistic of you.
Search your face, shiny man.
It will take a few days to get him here. I'm sure he's there trying to help with the Harvest Fest services that will happen today, actually. It is the day
Then, do you have a crypt beneath this building then, if I might?
beneath the building. No,
Well,
out in the back we have some
You take
crypts.
your burial services here, yeah?
We have them out into the courtyard, into the graveyard that we have by the church. Yes.
Do you have some formaldehyde I could hang on to?
This is for what?
3 days and it's a rat. We can't wait 3 days, not without some formaldehyde or at least, some salt,
You want
perhaps.
to keep it cold, I suppose, is what you're saying. Oh,
Oh, whatever. Anything we can keep it from falling apart.
you might put it in a box and maybe Amiko will let you keep it in her cold room.
Yes, I'm sure she will. Thank you. And do indeed let him know. I would look forward to that. This Titka not crying anymore would be nice. Okay, come on.
Emmy will drop coin in the donation box and continue to talk to Father Xanthus. Sort of
Is that
present.
the conversation? He thought the conversation was kind of over, so he starts closing the door and he sees you coming and he's like, opens the door a bit more. Yes, how may I help you?
Sorry to bother you right before bed, but this little fox seems to have been following me throughout the whole incident that happened with the devil. It's it seems to have some sort of divine spark, I think. Do you think you could tell me more about that? And she'll sort of open up the familiar satchel and its head will pop out.
So I set up on it. So, I suppose so. Looks like a fox. Kind of puts his hand gingerly down there. It doesn't necessarily bite him, but it's like doesn't seem to pay much attention to him anyway. And he kind of keeps his hand over it for just a second and says, "I do sense something from it. I'm not particularly proficient in animal companions," he says, rubbing his eyes again, or anything along those lines. But it is probably, it does appear to have some kind of magic about it.
Well, thank you, Father, and thank you for your time at this time of night. I know it's not the most convenient moment. And she will purse a couple gold pieces before walking away.
Oh. And he makes sure that it goes into the coin box, and he will kind of just waddle back into his room, look out real quick, go in the hallway, close the door. So yes, he goes on in. And then we will go to Harvest Fest, which happens because Harvest Fest, everybody is having a fairly good time. You didn't exactly get permission, but there is a dead rat in Amiko's cold room at the moment.
I was gonna say I wrap it in a little bit of linen or something so that we can maybe pass it off as Wayko's beef jerky. But it's definitely a dead rat.
It's definitely a dead rat. Tika, however, is fairly inconsolable. She just the next day she doesn't eat, and then the day after that is Harvest Fest, and she doesn't come down for Harvest Fest, and she doesn't eat. So not even if someone brings her food, she just kind of waits.
Hey guys, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Silver lining.
Maybe we can get XP and bonus XP for killing her without actually killing her.
I
Bonus
depressed her
XP.
so bad she starved to death.
You depressed her to death.
You gain, 20 experience and take an alignment shift.
You're so lucky that Wayko doesn't know it was you, because I got all kinds of evil plans hatching in my head just to mess with Magpie.
Oh, it wasn't me though.
Fill your bed with poison ivy.
He can legitimately say with a straight and honest face that he did not kill that rat.
Really?
Yep.
In that case, I do not remember who did.
It was one of the dwarven boys. I told them to grab it. The younger one just knifed it.
No, you said kill it.
I said get it.
Get it.
You're now arguing.
Same thing to this little dude. It's a rat. What does he care?
You said to take care of him. I took care of him.
Get it. I got it.
Like you would take care of your grandmother, not like you would take care of Patchouli who owes me gambling debts.
I'm walking up the stairs.
And you say so, I do both.
All right.
Harvest Fest.
So, Harvest Fest. Harvest Fest happens, actually. Goes on great. Gideon was informed that the day before, Gideon had been visited by Dylan, and he said, he had duty, but he might try to come and see him after on Harvest Fest. Unfortunately, he doesn't get to. If you ask after him, you can find out what's going on. But otherwise, he just kind of doesn't show up.
I'll ask if the surrounding somebody if they know where he would have been if he'd been held up in terms of duties or what have you.
Okay. Aside from the festivities, you are able to pick some information around, and you find that he actually was not feeling good after his last shift. Said a bat might have bit him or something. Some kind of floppity bill bat is what he said. Probably bit him.
Oh.
But other than that, nothing That knitting knows about.
Gideon will likely try to get a little bit of food and take it over to him at some point during the festivities here.
Okay.
Bring him an elephant ear, or whatever they call them down there, a funnel cake.
Okay. So he was definitely he had went back to his house, his little house flat type thing that he had just bought. He had just bought this place to use for his wife that he was going to get, his lover. And unfortunately, when you go there, you knock on the door and there's no answer.
Dylan, are you there?
Again, there's no answer. He seems to be, you know that he would have heard you because it's like a little 1, maybe 2 room flat for someone to start off with.
I'm going to do as my good buddy Shien taught me, and I'm going to try the door handle.
Okay. It does appear to be locked. So.
And I take it I'm out of the way from anybody, any guards, or anything along those lines?
Yeah, at the moment.
Okay. I'm going to see if I can peer into the windows, or is there anything I can look into?
The windows are glass. They do have glass on them. It's kind of dirty. It's not dirty because it is technically dirty. It's that not quite the clear glass that you would expect from a house. This is probably on a guard's wages, the best glass he could get for the window type thing.
Like that warped
So it's hard to
glass
see
from like
anything.
the warped glass or whatever it is from the 1800s or whatever, right?
Frosted glass.
Yeah.
How could you see it? The glass was frosted.
Okay. I'm actually going to do like an active perception to see if I can detect anything through it or anything like that, which would be
Okay.
a resounding no with a 6. But he's concerned based upon the fact that his friend is not responding to him. And I'm actually going to search out either Magpie or a city guard in the area, whichever I come to first.
Okay. Based on where he was living, you probably have a better bet tracking down Magpie, as the guards are going to be kind of sparse, because while this is a festival, it is also kind of a spend your time with family type festival. So there's very few guards out at the moment, and they're kind of patrolling around. So you know where Magpie is. You don't know where the nearest guard is. So
Okay. Well, then I will likely wander towards Magpie, and if I do run into a guard, I will talk to the guard, but otherwise go find Magpie.
all right, you don't find a guard. So
Okay.
Magpie's sitting in there with probably Emmy.
Magpie, I have a rather strange request of you. I was supposed to meet up with Dylan today in regards to the Harvest Festival, and he never showed up. And when I talked to a guard regarding it, they said he was ill, went to check on him, but nobody's responding at the door. I know you have a knack for opening things that wish to remain closed, and I need to take a look on him and make sure he's okay. Could you help me?
Gideon, I am shocked and elated. Are you saying you require my amazing services?
Yes. I require your amazing services, oh Magpie.
Oh, flattery will get you everywhere. What do you need?
Follow me, please. And I'm going to lead him to the house. And
Emily will tag along. She's curious. And she just wants to see. She's also excited by Gideon asking Magpie to open a door which wishes to remain shut.
Oh yeah, whatever this is going to be good.
She is very amused by this.
It's like, dudes, Gideon's doing a B&E.
Doing a B.
At the bar? Because if so, everyone needs to come. You gotta watch this.
Gideon is doing a B&E.
If that was
for
openly at the bar,
altruistic-
he's created a party now.
There you go. Well,
You will scatter your body.
B&E party.
you
Alan
guys
leans over
can.
to Wayko. I thought this guy was a paladin.
It is. It's a righteous break-in.
Kind of.
Only the best intentions.
Alan looks puzzled by that, but he rolls with it because you guys seem to know him.
I'm not going to tell him no.
You're just pleased that he didn't just kick down the door.
Oh, I can actually use these thieves' tools.
All right. It was
No, if you
said.
can only get him to quit carrying a damn torch behind you.
I need
So-
goggles at night or something.
Anybody who wishes to come may come. I'm not sure that Mazus was all that interested. Your apprentice is not. She's doting over her new kitten. And the kitten has been very irritable lately. You think it is because she's not giving it booze.
Yeah, well, that cat needs to fucking dry out.
Yeah.
But surprisingly,
How much?
the cat likes her. So
Going through the
How much-
DTs, going through the DTs.
How am I supposed to give that cat any grog if she's always got it strangled by the neck?
You're not. It's a cat. You're some sort of savage.
Well, obviously he likes it.
He's got a liver like this big.
they say on the as they're walking down the middle of the street in Harvest Fest.
You don't know that he's got a liver.
Well, then you definitely shouldn't be giving it grog.
What's a liver?
Everybody knows grog doesn't affect your liver.
Oh, I suppose it affects your humors.
The big brown bit you sometimes cut out of it. Gideon. It's different than the little pink flooper. It's like the big.
Yeah, it was that big triangle-shaped thing that fell out of the barg hest you cut in half.
Oh, the thing that was really good with onions. Okay.
Yes.
I seriously doubt you guys ate the bark husk.
No, that's
Terrible idea.
a vague
I'm
form
just
of
kidding.
vile, sentient eating.
I hear
They're not
Vargas is gonna be
goblins,
kidney beans
man.
and a nice dry Chianti.
And some fava beans.
All right. So
Is-
all the party, aside from I guess Mazus, or is Mazus interested in this little venture as well?
He'll sit this one out.
What kind of dances is Mazus doing during the Harvest Festival?
What?
Yours?
You tell me you're not going to get drunk and get pulled into a dance? You're a hero now.
I don't feel like
There
a hero
are
though.
Well, that's
Well,
probably because
there-
you're not drunk enough.
Alan and Wayko are leaning against each other, walking down the street.
We got like a left foot, right foot, left foot. We got like a system we've worked out.
Hey, this is working out pretty good.
Till one of you slips and you both end up in the dirt.
I'm just saying, if we find a guy without a head, I'm gonna vomit on him, and I can't.
As they sort of get closer, Emmy's little familiar, Luvese, will sort of poke its head out of the pouch, sort of jump onto Magpie's shoulders really briefly, hop back into the pouch.
What just happened?
I don't know why your fox touched me, but I like it.
I feel strangely okay. What did it cast?
Guidance.
Guidance. +1 to your next something.
+1 competence bonus on a single attack roll, saving throw, or skill check.
Yep.
You roll.
So there you go.
Okay.
So you do that as you just get up to the place where Gideon ends up stopping.
I'm going to knock again and call for Dylan again. Yeah.
Okay. Don't hear anything.
Oi, Dylan. Who's Dylan?
He's my friend. He's part of the guard, and I've been told he's been sick, and I was trying to make sure he was okay, and came here. He should be lying down, and nobody's answering. I'm kind of concerned that he might be dead.
Alan, he's dead. Oh no, it's all right. I don't have to whisper.
Why are you even here, Alan?
That's me.
That's a good question. Looks at Wayko.
I think
Why
he
am I?
and Wayko are bonding.
Why am I here?
We're watching.
Yes, we're watching.
Now do your little dance. I want to see it.
Which one?
Not your little dance. The little dance where he breaks into a house. Your little dance is great, but it's mostly a dance.
That's right. Right. We're watching the lawman break into a locked house.
Make sure you
It's
write down
entertainment.
what time it is.
Well, really, you're watching a lawman watch a non-lawman break unlawfully into a house.
You can't just kick open the door now, can he?
No, that would be ridiculous. Who would do that?
Well, I considered it, but I thought it might be a little more problematic that way.
Well, I mean, do you want him to have to buy a new door? What if he's just a really heavy sleeper?
That's what I was thinking, and I didn't want to. Just do what you need to do, please.
Yes, it's much simpler if we just break into his house while he's asleep.
And suddenly,
So with the -4 penalty from the curse, that's 27.
Okay.
Sheriff,
It is now the
Sheriff Hiplock's gonna love this.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell on the paladin. I'm gonna tell on the paladin.
No, he's not. He just thinks it's funny because he doesn't like Hemlock.
So you do that, and it comes open.
Dylan, are you here? I'm going to pull out one of the. Is it dark in there, or is it?
It is. There's no lights on. It's not exactly the end. It's not super dark right now. It's kind of twilighty. You've been visiting with your friends and by that extension, extended family. And by the way, Emiko has been kind of kind lately. Spent a bit of time with you.
I didn't do anything with Emiko. I promise.
This is how you get your in back.
I told you I'd be back.
But as you look in, it is not bright because you've spent most of your day on the Harvest Fest. And it's got that kind of orangey color coming in, the streams of light kind of catching the dust in the darkness.
Then I'm going to pull out the ever-burning torch.
No, put that out. Shut up.
And walk in.
So much for your talks of wisdom.
Every
And,
damn time with you and that flashlight.
And Magpie's just like, this is not how you do a B&E. This is not how you do a B&E.
I'm just stealth in behind him, like in Gideon's shadow.
It's big enough compared to how small you are.
Yeah.
So,
Don't I know it?
Bring up the rear like very leisurely, but we're like looking in the door.
all right.
Hey, Dylan, are you sleeping?
Dylan!
All right.
Oh, whiskey
Perception.
gave me a broken nose. And whiskey made me pull me clothes. Whiskey, oh, Johnny, oh.
All right. Perceptions, please. As you.
There's also
Sure.
a stealth in there, I'll have you know.
nope,
14.
9.
All right.
I'm not going to lie, Alan's probably checking out Emmy's butt.
She's a fox.
To thine
I
own
don't
self
think
be true, Alan.
I don't think she's keeping her human form up all that much. I may be mistaken, but
She's trying as best as she can. I can roll a disguise for it if you want me to.
An ass
You
is
would
an
need
ass is
to.
an ass.
Huh?
you would need to because she has a hard time with it, with this curse on. It's like it
let me
interferes with
just
her
make
magic.
sure
Not
I-
mechanically, but
Man, this -4 sucks.
Right?
is that your -4 perception?
Yeah, both
Magpie?
that stealth, the stealth above it, and the perception at the bottom are both with the -4.
Okay. Does that mean that Emmy doesn't actually has a 5?
Oh, shoot.
Woo!
I crit on that.
Well, for Harvest Fest, you were able to pull it off.
With a disguise check.
Alan does not see
Right.
fox butt.
Yeah.
He sees regular person butt.
He does see regular person, but he's like, oh my gosh, Wayko, look at her butt.
How?
I have a feeling Wayko wouldn't care.
Wayko's checked out all of you at least 3 times.
Should I roll perception to
All
see
right.
if I notice if he's looking at me or not?
No, you missed your chance. You just did your
Uh,
perception.
I think that was a 9. That doesn't. No.
Yeah, you're 9. You don't.
No. Well, that was for figuring out whatever's in the house, right?
You don't know.
Yeah,
what it
and
was.
Alan's in the house, and
In fact, Magpie, you're the only one that kind of hears a like just the beating of wings.
oh.
Rather large wings.
I guess I'll draw my dagger as it's the only real weapon I have now.
Okay. And you hear it from above you across the way as the torchlight catches it. You do see a body laying on person, whatever, laying on the bed over there.
Okay. So I'm stealthed. I don't know if it can see me or not. I'm gonna hold my action until something is illuminated, and then I'll, if it's hostile or it looks like a monster, I'll just throw a knife at it.
Okay. All right. So you do that,
Mhm.
getting yourself ready. And Gideon, you see that, there's the body. Looks like Dylan, he's over there on his bed. It's all mainly one room. It's one big open room.
And so, in that case, I'm going to rush over to the body and try to do a heal check on it to see if he's okay or what's going on with him.
He's a vampire.
Is that
As you
heal
go over to
check, or-
Dylan's body, well, you go over to Dylan's body and you kind of grab his shoulder and stuff like that, and it automatically in your hand it feels sunken and kind of shriveled. And as it just kind of comes over, as he's laying with his back to you, you see that the neck is gone, and the hair that was there is not attached to any head. And you have moved a headless body to this over to look at you without anything to look.
Ha ha ha! Gross! Ah!
And everyone, make me a fortitude save.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
What's causing this?
You don't know, but you hear it.
21.
You hear a.
Whoa! Actually, not the first drunken body
Magpie.
headless body I've ever seen.
Yeah, don't have a very significant fortitude. Oh wait, there's a -4 on top of that. That's a 3.
Yeah.
And mine's a 0. So, nope.
Alan's glad he's wearing his boots.
All right, that means for 6 rounds, anyone below a 12 is now paralyzed.
6
Ah.
rounds? Holy crap.
Damn it!
Holy shit! Oh, wait a
So that
second.
It's that fucking gargoyle.
Uh-huh.
So, streaking down from the rafters.
Mazus is having cotton candy.
Yeah, Mazus is having cotton candy. Even though it hasn't been invented yet. From well, everybody else is going to die. No, actually.
Fun wizard sugar.
Oh well, I guess a wizard could do that with some transmutate with a little bit of heat on the bottom, and then they just spun it around like this with some prestidigitation. You totally do that.
Yeah.
Oh, wizard right there.
He's making his fortune in cotton candy.
Hey, dude, that would totally work. People would pay.
Ice
Call
cream.
it the candy cloud.
Ice cream is really expensive.
Yeah. All right, back to what we're doing though. You guys got paralyzed, and everybody except Gideon, it looks like. No Alan, Gideon and Alan. Everybody else kind of locks up, and they see flap down in front of them, and swooping at Gideon is this creature that it's like an enlarged or engorged head. Its green skin is all wrinkly and pulled and scrunched, and its eyes are intelligent. And to Gideon, just for a moment, they're familiar as it attacks.
Flying head! Kill it! Kill it!
All right.
Kill it with fire!
Well, that's interesting. So it's going to do a bite on you. And what's your AC right now?
Should be 18.
All right.
Yep, it'll be 18 as of right now because it'll just be the breastplate in hand, and then whatever.
You were wearing your breastplate all through Harvest Fest?
He's a paladin, of course he would be.
He's a walking light. Without his
I'm just
breastplate,
saying.
he's only shirtless when he's doing Tai Chi in the woods and Wayko's watching from a tree.
What are you adding us to the initiative for?
I don't know. We'll see. There we go. Got to pull that one in there.
It'll be dead by the time we can move, probably, with Gideon there.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like we
Maybe.
can't take action.
Booga booga!
All right. So it moves in and it attacks Gideon. And I got to add its turn.
I almost forgot about something.
What?
I forgot to do a fort save for Luvese.
She's in your familiar pouch.
So can she still move? So I don't think it protects from sound.
We'll forego it this time, but we will remember it for next time when it comes up. I don't believe it protects from sound.
So she can still hop out and do whatever.
At this moment, yes. We will say that. All right. So there's that one. It's just green, not red, like the other one. And you guys do remember that the other one was red. All right. So, does everybody have their initiatives in there?
Nope.
Mazus has his in there, and he ain't even there.
He's ready to partay.
For some reason, I can't edit the initiative here.
This cotton candy,
Oh.
Francine. This cotton candy's so good.
During Mazus' turn. All right, who wants cotton candy? Cotton candy here.
There you go. What was Magpie's
What?
initiative?
I do nothing real fast in the initiative. Is that curse also for initiative checks?
It's everything, isn't it?
I don't think it's initiative.
Yeah,
Then 23. I have a 23 paralyzed initiative.
All right. That counts down how many rounds?
Hold on. Don't move. Just hang out
Also-
right there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
That's-
6 rounds.
You best take those off of me, boy.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking of 4 people because of that, but wait, Mazus isn't here.
You keep trying to stun me. You can't stun me. I'm a number 1 stunner.
All right. So, Magpie,
Mhm.
we're not going to come to you until just a second because this thing got a surprise round in. Then we'll come back to regular initiative. So, this thing got a round in on him. You're 19. He hits you with the bite. It does 2 damage plus make a DC 12 fort save.
Okay. 20.
Damn paladins.
So, yep. All right.
Did that one without even trying.
So it doesn't do any. It just seems to be a regular bite that it gets in on you, and then this creature gets in on you, and then now we're back up, and we'll come to Magpie. One of your rounds ticks off as you're trying to get your strength up. So it's totally not anything.
I'll be right there.
And Emmy follows suit. What would Emmy and her familiar like to do?
Familiar will hop out of Emmy's pouch and bestow a bit of luck on Gideon with a touch. So I'm assuming we're
Okay,
behind
so
him.
it has.
Doo-dee-doo.
I would think so, because it just comes and walks right in.
So for
So
this round, you take the higher of 2 d20 rolls.
I don't think you.
Are we sure
All right.
we want to do that with me?
you can touch a willing creature as a standard action, gives a bit of luck for the next round. Anytime the target rolls a d20, he may roll twice and take the more favorable result. You can use this
Nice.
ability a number of times per day.
Yeah,
it
but
gives
for
you-
me, because it's a familiar, it's only once per day.
You give him
All right.
inspiration.
So it gives
Congratulations.
inspiration, advantage, however you want to say it. There you go. An effective round. Wayko, you are currently paralyzed at the moment, but you didn't fall to your face because Alan hasn't moved yet.
So it's a flying head.
Pretty much.
If I'm paralyzed, can I do a knowledge check for myself, or do I have to wait?
You can't attack or anything like that. You could technically do a knowledge check.
I just want to, I want to do a knowledge arcana and maybe figure out what it is that I'm frozen in fear and confusion staring at. Oh, I see the picture of it there. I totally know what that is. I'm still going to do it. I totally know what that is. I'm still going to do it.
Okay.
You get levels. You might get more
That's a
information.
1. So Wayko is no. He's confused and frozen and freaking out.
It's a 1.
So that'll
You
be his
said?
turn, I guess. Critical fail.
What was your result? Oh, critical fail. Yeah, you're distracted because Henryetta is pecking at you, trying to get you to let her out. So,
He's freaking probably a little confused too.
all right. Alan, it is your turn.
Alan's gonna let go of Wayko.
I just teeter over.
And he's gonna roll past Gideon's legs and underneath this thing to its other side.
Okay, that is possible with your range.
Or at least he's gonna try. Let's see. 24 to beat its CMD.
Okay, you seem to. It seems to kind of watch you quickly as you do that, but is not able to do anything.
I'm going to rise up behind it and jam Johnny Corkscrew into one of its wing joints.
Okie dokie.
With the flanking, that's 25 to hit.
That hits.
And since it's flanking, I'm going to use Dirty Fighter.
Okie dokie.
And we do 14 points of damage. And it is a magic weapon.
All right. You stab this thing, and it seems to really hit home as you do. It just kind of shrieks again, not like the debilitating shriek, but just a type of shriek.
Get out of here, you icky thing.
All right. Gideon, it's your turn.
So that spark of recognition, I recognize the eyes as Dylan's, or
You recognize the eyes as being so much like Dylan's.
just for shits and giggles, I'm going to make if you don't mind, a either knowledge or intelligence check to see whether or not I would actually recognize it as him. Or
As far as what might have happened to him, yes.
okay,
What might have, because you guys have seen a creature like this before.
right.
So maybe
Would that be a knowledge check, or would that be a?
it would be a knowledge planes.
Okay, so because it's not trained for me, I got a 10.
Okay. So getting a 10, you don't know enough about the etymology of this creature to know if Dylan could turn into it, or if it's to be reversed,
Okay.
or even if it is Dylan, maybe it just stole his eyes. You don't know. Its head's
Fair enough.
missing.
So I'm being Gideon. He's going to go, this is for what you did to my friend. And he's going to attack with the falchion. And okay, this is why you do not give Gideon 2 dice to roll. Natural 20. So
Okay.
I will
Now you
roll
roll
to
2
confirm.
dice again.
Roll to confirm.
Oh my fucking lord.
I don't think you roll 2 dice to confirm, do you?
No, I
Yes.
wouldn't think so.
It's just the
Take
next
the higher of
D20
two
roll.
die rolls for a round, it says.
Oh, holy shit.
It does say that it lasts for a round, but it's not something that she can. It's a once a day thing.
Yes,
So.
it's a once a day thing.
Well, fuck me sideways. Okay, so the power attack and everything like that. Double 17s. Okay, so that would be 17 plus.
It would be enough. It would be
at
enough.
least
to
10.
confirm.
Plus 9 minus 2, etc. It's okay, fair enough.
You're flanking, so.
So I will also roll percentile, and I got a 56 on percentiles, and now I'm rolling
Add,
damage.
add one to your multiplier.
Lovely. And I got double 4s. So that would be 8 plus 7, 15 plus 6, 21 times 3, 63.
Yeah, enough. I think enough. So you effectively this thing, and you do it in such a way that, as you say that, you slice at those eyes that have made you remember, think about your friends, because, what if it stole them and stuff like that. So you slice at its eyes. But as you slice at its eyes, you realize you overpushed, and you basically just sliced from here up and from here down. They kind of separate. And
You see Alan standing behind it, all bewildered, looking at us. So I just stabbed it a little bit.
Gross.
Welcome to the Initiation of Gideon.
there's a bit of blood on you. You have been baptized in blood.
Why is it always my character is getting bathed in blood?
I mean, if you could choose,
We'll
would
come
you
out
take
of
the
this-
tentacles or the blood?
The blood. You can have those all to yourself, Kane.
Okay, you effectively killed this thing, and it's laying there on the floor in front of you. And in the kind of autumn twilight, the green looks orange, but it's not. It's green, based on your torch.
Does anyone understand what the hell this thing was? We saw this thing in the
Can
crypt
Wayko-
below.
Can they snap out of it?
You can now snap out of it.
Yeah, Waco's gonna snap out of it. let out his chicken, who hops on the ground. She really likes the smell of blood and undeath. It's something she really enjoys. So he's going
You
to
do see that she journeys. You do see that Henryetta journeys over to the blood. And how much?
a modified 26.
You do know what this is, actually. You remember now that you saw it down there in the ruins of Wrath. You remember seeing it down there, and you were like, I wonder what that is. And then you went and looked some up on it. It is a Vorgile, which you knew beforehand, but you know that this creature is definitely not the one you fought before. In fact, you know how they create new ones of themselves by giving basically Vorgile's kiss.
The kiss.
And
which means that we have a Vargwheel to find. In fact, Wayko's gonna say aloud, he's like, it would have seemed that was a Vargwheel, which means that Dylan was kissed by a Vargwheel, which would mean that somewhere around here, probably in a dirty hold, is that damn bat monster that escaped us last.
As he says all this, as he puffs off of his investigator's pipe, you know.
My little Rasta appears with like a magnifying glass, and he's looking at the blood. And,
so if there's another one.
Henryetta squawks at Alan, but does not try to escape. She just kind of, rah, for you.
Yeah, she was trying to pick up the
my
blood.
thoughts exactly.
I'm gonna actually say, you're telling me that was Gideon? That's right, Dylan.
No, that wasn't Dylan anymore. That was a Vargwheel. That very much was not Dylan. Dylan was dead when the Vargwheel came.
Gideon is going to try to A, detect evil, and B, is going to be running out of the house yelling for the guards.
Yes, run out to the house.
I'm detecting going, guards,
Arrested again.
Guards, someone broke into this house.
Someone broke in here. Now Dylan's dead and Mike's standing over him.
The Tengu broke in. Look.
Uh-huh.
That is racial profiling.
Alan looks at Henry. I didn't do it this time.
Is it a necromantic ability to create a Vargwheel?
They're outsiders.
Extraplanar creatures. You remember from your what is that type study? And so you
Alan
guys.
looks around the room.
Okay, so
Sorry?
Sorry, you gotta
Somebody.
Wayko was going to ask Gideon where it was, if he'd said anything about, what made him sick or why he's been feeling ill.
Levesley's gonna try and see if there's another one around. So that should be a 14 with the +4 for tracking by scent. See if she smells another one.
Okay. She kind of sniffs around a bit, sniffs in the air, and just kind of circles at your feet and sits down. You asked Gideon about that, and Gideon would kind of remember that whole thing of he felt sick after Big Bat or something.
The guards told me that he fell ill after being attacked by a large bat during one of his duties, which is why I want to know where he was, and I'm going to... Excuse me while I go find the bloody guard.
Yes, go find the sheriff, find out what his patrol was, and let's go find that Vargwheel, because I think this was the one that got away from us.
So,
Sort of things that live in the forest naturally.
First off, he's going to be basically running down the street yelling for the guards and basically trying to find Mazus because he thinks Mazus is probably smarter than him.
Probably.
Okay, and that's where we're going to call it then tonight. You guys can begin your
Hearing all that, Magpie looks at Alan and goes, "We should leave."
You're not wrong.
All right.
Come along, Emyrelda. Magpie's not going back to jail.
I'm not going back. You'll never bring me home.
You'll never take me alive, Capper!
All right.
Next thing you know, Hemlock's going to be in here thinking I did something I shouldn't have done. Or Wayko did something that I shouldn't have done.
What? Come on.
I wish she still had sleep so she could sleep Alan and leave him in the building by himself.
God, you're ruthless.
I don't have it anymore, though. So.
And Emmy's like slipping.
Emmy's your girlfriend, dude. I mean, what kind of influence is Magpie having on her?
Probably a negative one, if this behavior is any indication.
What would her parents say?
She just doesn't like salty sea dogs. That's all.
So if I'm correct, we are only 2 days out from that Paladin getting here from Magnamar, and we're under attack by flying pangalanganans.
It's a pangolin.
Well, I don't know what a pangalanganang is, but
Pangalanganan.
It's an erotic pangolin.
Pangalanganan.
ugh,
At least
that show got so much better after that.
At least it's not a Langolier. All right, everyone. Well, thank you, all of you that tuned in on Twitch. We appreciate you stopping by, travelers. Stop by again. We will be streaming each week, and hopefully you found some enjoyment from it. Let me see. I don't really have
More or
any
less
announcements.
every week at Tuesday at someone give a time zone because mine will be wrong.
30 to 4:30 where I am, which is
Where's that?
westy of the
Central
middle,
time-ish.
westy of the middle time.
6 o'clock Eastern.
4:30 Mountain
Mountain
Time.
Standard Time.
3:30 to 4:30 Mountain Time.
There you go. All those different time zones, people. We'll be on Twitch every Tuesday evening. So
Do you have another
There you go.
game going this week that you're not telling us about?
79 o'clock.
no, I'm not
Martian.
cheating on you guys.
This is not the
not
first
cheating
time
on
you've
you
said
guys.
Thursday.
75.
Hmm. But no, I'm not
Don't forget to check out
gaming behind y'all's back.
YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Do we have Twitter?
Ship, guys.
Yes, we have a
We
Twitter.
have, we have
Yeah,
YouTube.
check out Twitter,
Twitter.
Twitch, YouTube.
I get you guys.
In fact, if you are watching on
3 hours.
3 hours. If you are watching on Twitch, you can find the little link buttons to our different social medias for Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and our actual website down there. If you're watching on YouTube, you can go and find us also on Twitch and the others. So just look for the Inn of Planar Crossroads. If you are looking for our website, it is a .com. If you are looking for us on YouTube or on Facebook, just type in the Inn of Planar Crossroads in the search bar and you will find us. And if you are looking for us on Twitch or Twitter, it is the IOPC because they couldn't fit all of our names. So the IOPC. That's everything I have. Any last remarks for our lovely viewers and travelers?
I forgot to follow our Twitch. Hold on.
Watch the bloggy, cloudy skies tonight for the flying bargwheel and its Pangalanganan friends.
Don't let the XP get away.
Don't let the XP get away. And
Portal get
breaking
going.
into a house, make sure to bring a paladin.
I'm glad that Dylan's gone. I
Or
hate
better
it.
foot says.
For hobos like a
All
paladin.
right.
All Dylan did was like, oh, what are you guys doing? Oh, it's Gideon. Hi, friend. Screw you, Dylan.
Give the crit fisher double roll.
We tried
Oh yeah.
so hard
Oh.
to kill that Vargoyle.
We really did.
And now it's
And
back.
it got away.
Tried so hard and got so far.
But in the end, it didn't even matter. All right. Well, that's everything
Gideon
I
has
have
to
to say.
fall.
Maybe. So we can sign off by saying, instead of goodbye YouTube or goodbye Twitch, since we don't know which one anyone's watching on, we would simply say goodbye, travelers.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Time.
Fare thee well.